What's good, everybody? We are feeling good on this Monday night, December 13th, 2021. Welcome into Early Edge Live as we count down to Monday Night Football and what should be a titanic battle in the NFC West. You've got the Rams, 8-4, traveling to the Arizona Cardinals, first place in all of the NFC at 10-2, laying 3, and we will get the exact total number that we're going to use in a matter of moments. We got a lot to talk about. If you're brand new to the brand or to the show, first of all, welcome. Second of all, we talk spreads. We talk totals. We do 10 or 15 minutes on any prop you could possibly want. Put it into the chat. Give us the number on it so we know the juice. Very, very, very important. Also, leave as many of your Twitter handles as possible. It helps our show. Pound that like button for me. I need everybody to hit the like button once for me, please. All right? Let's bring in the stars of the show. And you know, on Monday night, I bring in all the heavy hitters. First and foremost, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the penthouse level, M Squared. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Coach. What's up, fellas? Love this crew. Absolutely. I love Monday Night Football. It's the best, but this crew is incredible. Love sharing the screen with all these guys. So let's do this tonight.
As do I, Mikey. Just a little bit less with the man who's 8 floors below. Also, live from Nashville, Tennessee. Dial up. What's good, man?
Hey, what's good, Coach? What's good, everybody? I'll tell you what, down here in the janitor's closet, we got the floors cleaned. We're ready to go for tonight. We are excited.
Right next to him, live from parts unknown, Prop Stars. By the way, how did your picks play out from your article released on SportsLine to all the members who are members? How did that do this weekend? Just if you could enlighten me, please.
We broke out the brooms this week. That's all I'm going to say, Coach. The brooms came out because it was a 5-0 clean sweep.
Oh, snap! A clean sweep. See ya. You were on that same prop show, and you had a good day, but nothing like what your man Prop Stars had. But you were valuable to us.
I don't want to do anything with Prop Stars anymore because no matter what, I'm always going to be in his shadow. I was 3-2, probably should have been 4-1. It's a winning day. You know, I'm feeling pretty good. And then there's Prop Stars 5-0 again. It's just like, you know, can you all just put me on shows without him so I can maybe bask in some of this light?
See ya. AB says the same thing about shows with M Squared. I mean, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, I tell you, I've got to run live shows at midnight. Nobody even knows it's on just to feel important. So just feel free to join in, man. Just jump in.
Yeah,
you were that guy at ESPN that was like, man, I'm going to be on ESPN radio at 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. You're like, oh. By the way, a big-time shout-out in the chat. Where did it go? We've got a dad watching tonight. Our man Jody Strubel's dad is watching for the first time ever. Mr. Strubel, Randy Strubel, shout out. Welcome to the Early Edge. We are so pleased to have you. This is our crew. We like to call them the Early Edge, and we have a good time, and your son is a big part of it. So, Randy, welcome to the show. All right, we got a lot to talk about. First and foremost, 2 big names today, gentlemen. And M Squared, I'm going to start with you because you always bring us back to here when it comes to our overreaction on players not playing in a big-time game. Tyler Higbee, Jalen Ramsey, out tonight. COVID, how big of a deal?
I mean, it's a big deal because you have to factor in that they were without other players already to begin with. So it makes them more thin. It's a combination of all of them. Collectively, those 2, it was worth almost a full point. In terms of really what the betting market did, but in my actual simulations, it was worth almost a full point, which may not sound like a lot, but it's a huge deal, especially when that full point is moving basically from 2 to 3, which is to a very significant number in the National Football League. Not the same if a team is moving from, say, 8 to 9, not similar at all, really. So it is a big deal. We'll see where the market closes on it. I'm trying to see if we've hit any 3.5s anywhere. Still 3.
Still 3s?
Shows you it's a competitive division game. You know, a lot of us probably thought we might see a 3.5 or a 4 at some point. But yeah, it shows you how competitive these games were. You were seeing some buying on the Rams when it got down to +2 and then popped right back to +3 with those 2 guys being ruled out.
Sia, are you a little bit surprised that last week, almost a full week ago, we gave out the Cardinals -2.5, and now almost a full week later, the number has barely moved. Like Mikey said, it's been around 2, then to 3, and the Cardinals feel like they're being disrespected. We're on the Cardinals already. Are they being disrespected still?
It looks like it. I mean, it almost seems fishy, but when you really look at it from from a bird's eye view, this team dominated the Rams at the Rams. What was it, 8 weeks ago? Yes. And they've clearly surpassed expectations. And even when they had Colt McCoy, they were playing really well, which is, to me, a mark of a really good team when your backup QB can come in and run the offense and get W's. So it's one of those things. You got a Rams team that is slumping. They've lost 3 out of 4. I don't really see why this line isn't 3.5 or 4. I think if I was setting the line, even whether it was a week ago or whether it was today, I'd probably set it at Cardinals -4. And that would be a tough line to take. But at 3 or 2.5, if you got it there, I really like that for Arizona at home, especially with Kyler Murray and guys like DeAndre Hopkins healthy. You add in the Jalen Ramsey factor, Darrell Henderson. It's going to be a tough one. Both teams are going to score. Both teams are going to do well. But to me, this is the Cardinals game.
Let me go to you, Alex, and then AB, I'll come to you with something else. When you look at what Sia just said, the fact that Jalen Ramsey is out, he's normally a guy. He doesn't necessarily always cover the biggest wide receiver as far as star is concerned, but he does shut off one side of the field. We're not going to have that tonight. Does that open up prop opportunities in your mind?
Yeah, it absolutely does. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey, arguably one of the best defensive backs, the best cover corner in the NFL. You mentioned, he doesn't typically shadow the opposing number 1 wide receiver, but he does play one of the sides of the field, and opposing quarterbacks do not look at that side of the field very often when he is out there. This Rams team already had some depth issues, in my opinion, in the secondary, having lost some players in free agency. This is going to be a significant loss, especially looking at the Arizona Cardinals. They have so many weapons offensively: Nuke Hopkins, AJ Green, the addition of Zach Ertz, Rondale Moore, Christian Kirk, on and on and on. We're talking about one of the deepest wide receiver groups in the NFL, playing what was supposed to be a strength of the Rams and then suddenly losing their best defensive player, or at least their best player in the secondary besides Aaron Donald, the day of the game, is a massive impact.
I'm glad that you use some of those words that you just used, because AB, let me come to you, because you're usually our guy with the quarterback interception prop, with the who's going to throw it and get really sent back to 0 prop. So when you look at it tonight, also want to throw this out at you. The touchdown prop for both is only over 1.5 and not 2.5. And Matthew Stafford, how about this? I wrote this number down. I couldn't believe it. -219 to throw 2 touchdowns tonight. How far has Matthew Stafford fallen in the last 12 to 13 weeks?
Yeah, he's fallen a little bit, and, there's been some talk of injuries with his ribs and what's going on with that. Plus, you look at this Rams team, like, they want to run the football. Sean McVay is a much more conservative offensive play caller than people give him credit for, but their running back depth chart has kind of been decimated now that Darrell Henderson, he's on the COVID list. And I'll tell you this, in regards to Jalen Ramsey, right, like, Kyler Murray's more likely to throw an interception tonight than Matthew Stafford is. The Rams really don't turn the ball over too terribly much. But you look at Jalen Ramsey and what he's done, he's not even a cornerback. He's a defensive back on this team. And what I mean is that you look at his numbers, he's on the slot receiver about 55% of the time, wide corner about 28% of the time. He's played on the defensive line 5% of his snaps this year, free safety 2%. I'm not kidding. Like, this guy is everywhere. So in terms of the slot, and we're going to talk about this in just a minute with our picks, Christian Kirk might be your guy that goes off tonight. And I'll say this, Jalen Ramsey being gone might actually affect the run defense more than it does the pass defense. So just keep an eye on that too.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Chick-fil-A nugget of the night, courtesy AB. By the way, Chad in the chat says, I must be a shutdown corner on the dating scene because girls like QBs don't even look my direction. That is very, very funny. Also, see, apparently people think that your blue shirt is in the wash, so you now have your green one on tonight. Apparently you only have 2 shirts.
I mean, I wore gray last time we were on, so there's a few in the repertoire, but a fair joke. I'll probably avoid blue for at least a few shows.
My man Robin one says, first time watching you guys. Why didn't I know about you guys earlier? I don't know. But you found us now. Tell all your friends we are the most fun, most transparent, and just the smartest show out there. And it's not close. But now it's time as we get to the bottom of the hour. Gentlemen, I don't want to waste any more time. I want to get to our best bets because I know that Alex today is chomping at the bit to get to props a little bit sooner. And Alex, I don't want you to wait that long. So let's get into our best bets for the day. Raise your hand if you'd like to go first today. I feel like a teacher. Alex, go. The floor is yours. You're up first.
I want to mention that there is another genius mind on this very show who is also on this very play. I was elated to see it, none other than Mr. Sia. So, yeah, I'm excited. I was very excited to see that he also was backing James Conner over 85.5 rushing plus receiving yards. I want to remind you guys that is a combination prop, rushing plus receiving yards. Yeah, so since Chase Edmonds has been placed on injured reserve, Conner has been a workhorse for the Cardinals. He's averaging 69 rushing yards per game, 44 receiving yards. That's well over 100. He's hit this number in the 3 of the 4 games without Edmonds in the lineup. He finished with 111 yards, 99 yards, and 173 scrimmage yards in those 3 games that he went over. This is a tough matchup versus the Rams, undoubtedly. But yeah, he's also Conner has succeeded versus strong run defenses. He went for 103 scrimmage yards against the 49ers, who ranked 3rd in DVOA. So yeah, I've been very encouraged with what I've seen from him. Furthermore, without Jalen Ramsey, I do think this is going to have a significant effect on the Rams defense as well. So yeah, his receptions line is set at 3.5. He's well over 20 yards. So yeah, he's been doing it through the air, on the ground as well. He's not ceding really touches to any other back without Chase Edmonds on the field. So yeah, I think this number was set at least 6 to 8 yards too low. I have him projected at 106 yards, which is nearly a 21-yard edge, which is pretty good for one of these props. So yeah, I really like this play a lot.
And as you always say, that doesn't mean play it up to 106.
Correct.
It just means you have that value. I would not have wanted to been those people that tweeted you and said, but Alex, this is what you said, when that's not what you said. My man Scott said this is mind-boggling. All of this great information we get from top experts for free. All these shows and crew rock. Plus, we have fun. Damn it, Scott, did you read our mission statement today? That's exactly what it says. See ya. Back up your man, Alex.
Yeah, I love it for all the reasons that Alex said. He's also, I don't want to repeat what he said, so let me just add a couple things. He's also game script proof. No matter how this game goes, he's going to be on the field. He will be on the field for 85 to 90% of the snaps. And regardless of whether they're down or up, they're going to be utilizing James Conner. Let's not forget the last time they played the Rams, which was just 2 months ago, they rushed for 216 yards on 40 carries. They know they can beat the Rams with the run, even though the Rams, if you look at them over the last 4 or 6 weeks, maybe you think, hey, this is a pretty good run defense. Well, let me introduce you to the running backs they faced since they played the Arizona Cardinals. Alex Collins, Devontae Booker, Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift split, Rex Burkhead, Deontay Foreman, Eli Mitchell, who had a pretty good game, A.J. Dillon to Aaron Jones, formidable running backs, Carlos Hyde and James Robinson. There are only 2 backfields of those 8 that were actually formidable. So to the extent you see good rush defense exhibited by the Rams over the last 2 months, it was against bad offensive lines mostly and really third-tier running backs, backup running backs. So this is a different ball game. Zone at home. They've got 1 running back to use. Eno Benjamin's not going to be playing that much at all. So I like this rushing and receiving prop quite a bit.
All right, I like that too. And if you 2 are on it, damn it, I don't even have to think twice. I'll tell you that much right now. Mikey, I know you don't have a best bet, but we do have a quick question from the chat. We did not hit the total, sitting at 51. Is there an edge on that in your model, sir?
Slight lean on the over. Very concerned about Arizona having too much success running the ball, which does kill the clock quite a bit. And then Sean McVay's overall conservative nature, where they tend to punt the ball, try and play a field position game a little bit. So I'm very hesitant on it, but I do lean towards the over in this one. Yes.
All right. Very good. Very good. I've got another shout out. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that are having some issues tonight, and we're the show because we think about you. So my man Tim says, hey, Coach, can I get a shout out? I'm stuck at home with COVID for the last 8 days. I'm not feeling so great. Your shows every day keep my spirits up. Damn it, Tim, get better. But understand this. You're officially now in our prayer circle. You're a part of this family. You're a part of this community. Get better. And I tell you what, when you recover from COVID, you can make a pick on the show. All right? So that should motivate you to get better. Hell, it did for AB. Look where he's at now. Shoot. All right. Jeweler, make a note. Let's reach out to Tim. Get him out of bed. Get him back up there, and he's going to be on the show. All right, AB, I know you got 2 big plays for us. What do you got tonight?
Yep. So first off, we're going to go Kyler Murray. Total rushing yards over 26.5. What the guys just spoke about in regards to Arizona's run game. Yeah, in their Week 4 meeting, Cardinals ran for 216 yards, which is their highest total this season. One thing to watch in this game tonight, okay? The Cardinals rush to the left side 38% of their run plays this year, and they're having massive success doing it. Watch how the run game goes from the left to the right. Just something fun to pay attention to. But in regards to no Jalen Ramsey, yes, I agree. Great plays by the guys here on Connor. I think that is a super, super play. Also, it is going to affect how the defensive line for the Rams. I think they're going to be a little bit more aggressive, especially early in the game, to try to get to Kyler. So we're going to get opportunities not only for dump passes to Connor, but we're going to get Kyler Murray that can fan out or go right through the middle. So 26.5, we're going over there. Also, what we just talked about in regards to Jalen Ramsey and his quarter coverage, he's in the slot about 55% of the time, which is, really where he finds himself most of the game. I think that with the Rams having to change their secondary around, they're going to focus on DeAndre Hopkins, obviously, but with the defensive line being more aggressive tonight, you're going to see way more draws, screen passes over the top, and hitting the slot receiver, and I think that's right where Christian Kirk is going to be, so we're going to go over 48.5 receiving yards for him.
I hate to admit this. I really, really do, but I played this with you, AB. I played this with you. Don't even worry about it. Real quick, you may have hit on it, but 2 or 3 people in the chat want to know, Alex and Sia, what you would play that combo prop up to. If you said it, I apologize, but if you could reiterate that, please. A lot of people want to play that.
I'm personally comfortable playing it up to 90.5.
Okay, up to 90.5. Sia, are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, I would probably go, right, 88.5, 89.5. Like, the problem is, especially since the Chase Edmonds news broke, you've started to lose value on the number that was posted earlier. So the more the higher it goes, the more I'm just less inclined to do it. But yeah, I think Alex's number is right. I would probably say 89.5.
Okay, very good, very good. 89.5, 90.5, right around there. By the way, Nathan in the chat says my fiance literally just said, "quote What's the Monday night bets for tonight?" Boy, that just warms my heart to have a fiance that cares about that. Because she heard Coach's voice, or as she says, the guy's cool voice. And now your fiance is my favorite fiance that ever watches the show. Just because of that. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you so very much.
Look at all these marriages you're just taking care of, Coach. It's fantastic.
I'm a giver, baby. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. They all know I'm taking. They've seen, the dime that I roll with every single day. It's okay. It's okay. All right, we got a lot of props to get to because tonight we've got 2 offenses that on a normal day can be very, very explosive. It feels like, guys, the Rams have really been struggling. However, they're 8-4. Then you've got the Cardinals that are 10-2, and as C already alluded to, they beat the brakes off of the Rams in L.A. a few weeks ago. So we got to get into some props tonight because there's a lot of people that are worried about this. Now, here's one I want to bring to you, Mikey, first. I couldn't believe the number. Minus 137. That's the number. And what do you think the bet is, Mikey? Minus 137. It could be anything. I'll tell you. Yeah. Those are the odds for James Conner tonight to score a touchdown. That's how much he's been scoring for the Cardinals tonight. Would that be a good play in your mind? That's a lot of juice for one player to score a touchdown.
It's a lot of juice for one player to score the touchdown. The other thing that I think is underrated about tonight, specifically in the red zone, Jalen Ramsey not being active in the red zone is a pretty big deal, covering receivers that can go catch passes, DeAndre Hopkins mostly. Kyler, I think he's a little more healthy now. I anticipate him running. Kyler's one of those guys, kind of like Patrick Mahomes. You see it a little bit. Aaron Rodgers, they love primetime games like this, and I think they're more inclined to throw the ball in, more inclined to run the ball in the red zone. So I would not be laying that kind of juice on a touchdown prop personally. But then again, I typically don't bet touchdown props.
This is a true story. As I was looking at that, I was getting ready to bet it. I had your voice in my head. And it said, don't bet this, Coach. You know what Mikey would say to you. And so I think I saved myself. And you watch, he'll score 3 touchdowns tonight. But that's okay. Long term, you listen to him squared, you're good. You're good. All right, let's get into it, guys. And I'm going to come AB to you first because I love my quarterback props. And people love betting on these quarterbacks. Stafford over 282.5, minus 115. Kyler over 264.5, minus 128. Let's start there.
Yeah, so I think Stafford is a much better play in regards to these yards. I think that the Cardinals, if they find success early with the run game and get ahead, they're going to run the ball as much as possible. It could leave the Rams in a big passing situation. Also, another thing in regards to not only the quarterback props, especially them, but also wide receivers as well. Understand that Carl Sheffers is the ref tonight, him and his crew. This season, they have assessed the most penalties in the NFL of crews by far, and they've already hit the Bills, Raiders, Vikings, and Titans all in games with 100+ penalty yards or more. Like, they are literally affecting games. So be careful of that. But long story short, I think Stafford is the better play for yardage.
Nobody call the maestro right now. Tell him this referee crew it drives him bananas when he has a crew like this and he makes a pick. He's like, what did I make this pick for? Alex, let me come to you. Brendan in the chat wants to know about Kyler's attempts, which are at 33.5, juiced to minus 115. His completions at 23.5, minus 134.
Yeah, I think both numbers are fairly efficient, especially considering kind of what the Cardinals would like to do tonight. I think they're going to have a very, very balanced game plan, which is why Sia and I like James Conner so much, coupled with the fact that there is no Chase Edmonds and he should receive a large volume. But yeah, as far as Kyler's passing is concerned, I do think he is going to be efficient. So yeah, these numbers to me are also efficient in turn. So yeah, I don't think there's much value on his attempts or completions. I'd personally stay away from both of them.
All right, very good. See, I'm going to come to you, but I just got a text from the bosses, and you're not going to believe this. For every 100 likes, we're going to drop a one-time code into the chat. First person to use it that's not a SportsLine member gets a free year membership for every 100 likes. So let's start pounding that like button. We've got a huge audience watching live right now. So let's take care of the people who aren't members already and give them a chance to win. All right, Sia, let me come to you. Because a lot of people, they want to play DeAndre Hopkins. Back, apparently healthy. His number is 58.5, minus 114 for his receiving yards. Your thoughts?
That's a tough one. You said it's 58.5, right?
Yes.
The thing is, I think he's going to hit the over. But the problem is I'm not a big fan of the passing yards overs, and I'm not a big fan of the receiving yard overs, just as a general premise. I do like the Christian Kirk one, especially coming out of the slot, knowing that I think if there's going to be a receiver that benefits yardage-wise, I think it is Christian Kirk more than anybody. But I don't know that I like the D-Hop thing. I think he'll hit the over. I just don't know that I want to play it because I think Arizona is going to, like Alex said, run the ball quite a bit. Frankly, I think the Rams are going to run the ball quite a bit as well. I think they're going to do that successfully, by the way. Arizona's given up 4.7 yards per carry. That's pretty bad. So my point is, I think the game, I don't want to say the game's going to slow down because of that. There'll still be some scoring, but I just want to stay away from the overs on most of these receivers.
Okay, very good. That's great advice. It's great advice. Alex, you're putting your hand up and you put it back down.
Yeah, I was going just to jump on what Sia said too. Yep. Hopkins is still an elite wide receiver in the NFL. I don't think anyone will question that. But yeah, he has dealt with quite a few injuries. He has been on the injury report every single week, nearly since the season began. We've also seen a dip in production, which I think is largely in part to the fact that there are so many viable receiving options. They are such a deep offense at the skill position for the Cardinals. You have A.J. Green, you have Rondale Moore, you have Christian Kirk, you have a very good pass-catching tight end, and now Zach Ertz, formerly Max Williams. So, yeah, there are just a lot of mouths to feed on this offense, which to me explains why there has been a dip in production for DeAndre Hopkins. So, looking at his numbers in the past, you would try to jump on this if this was, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years ago, because he's eclipsing this number easily every single week. But in this offense, he's not seeing 10 targets like he was every single week. So these are why the numbers are low and why I think you should proceed with caution, just because there are so many mouths to feed on this offense.
More great analysis from the best in the business. Mikey, hang tight. I got one coming to you, but AB, a lot of people in the chat right now, they're on that Kyler Murray rushing prop. It's up to 28.5. I don't know if you said where you would play it to, but where would you play it to?
Yeah, all right. So understand that Kyler Murray is not the running quarterback that we all think that he is. He definitely looks to pass first, and he's not a good play, surprisingly enough, on longest runs. But tonight, I think that just the way and how aggressive that this defensive line attacks, we're going to have those opportunities. So I would say 29. I wouldn't go above 30. Like you're getting very, very risky there. So yeah, anything under 30, I think you've got a great shot. Yeah, right there.
All right, very, very good. And all you people, pound that bet right now. Do not wait another minute. All right, Mikey, let me come to you. A pretty cool odds boost. I believe it's either at FanDuel or at Caesars. Cooper Kupp and DeAndre Hopkins each to score a touchdown plus 500.
At plus 500, I don't hate it, actually. I really don't hate it. I think Cooper Kupp is going to be very clearly involved there, but I do like the probability of DeAndre for a couple reasons. If this wasn't a primetime game, I would not be interested in it. I fully subscribe to the notion that in the red zone, Kyler Murray wants to throw or run the touchdowns in primetime in these bigger games. That's the trajectory that I think his career is on. And I think it's a very real thing. We've seen it over several years with many of the top quarterbacks. So knowing that combined with Jalen Ramsey being out, who would directly impact DeAndre Hopkins, especially in the red zone, I do actually lean to that at plus 500. If we can find out what book it is, I might play it along with them.
Okay, very, very good. Let's find out what book that is. Please put it in the chat. I want to stop the show for a second because somebody in the chat, our guy Chad, had a pretty cool idea that is something that as a show and as a crew, we always wrap our head around. So here's what Chad just suggested. For every 150 likes, I'll send a donation to Red Cross and the Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. If we're going to do the pay window, why not help folks build some windows? All right? So here's what I'm going to do, and I hope you guys will back me up on this. If the Arizona Cardinals win the game tonight, that's it. Money line, no points. I will send $150 to the same place that Chad is going to make a donation, and I would love it if the rest of my crew would also pledge something for tonight if Arizona wins.
I'm in.
Alex.
If James Conner hits his rushing and receiving prop, I will also pledge $150 as well.
I love it. AB, talk to me.
All right, so yeah, I'm in for 150. I'll tell you what, we'll make it 250, all right, if Christian Kirk doubles his number. If he just goes above 80. Let's just say 80.
Oh, let's say above 80, you'll go to 250. All right, if Arizona wins by at least 10, I'll go to 250. Mikey, what are you in on?
All right, I'm in on the 150, but I'm on the Rams side. That way we are guaranteed to have the donation no matter what.
Okay.
It's a SportsLine showdown for charity. I'm taking the Rams. We can call it money line. We can call it +3 if you want, but I'll be on the other side as I'm leaning towards the Rams in this game tonight.
All right, fair enough. So he's got the Rams plus the 3. I'm just going to go Arizona money. They're all individual bets, but I like a showdown within the showdown. All right, Sia, what are you on tonight?
I'm in. I've actually already bet Arizona money line. I like them -3. It's one of my 2 official plays. You saw it on the screen. But yeah, Arizona wins. I'm in for the 150. If they don't win, I'll make a donation regardless.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's what we talk about that on the morning show. Let's just all we need the wins. This is a betting show. Don't just say you'll do it anyway. You got to win.
Oh, yeah. And forget that last part.
Come on. We come in the back end and do that. All right. So anybody
else? Can I pop in?
Jeweler, I didn't even see you. Of course you can. What do you got, big boy?
$200 if the gem hits.
Woo!
Let's go.
Oh, I like it. Let's go. And for those people who don't know,
if it doesn't hit, but
okay,
$200 if it does hit.
Half of it's already hit today. Half of it's
That's
already
right.
hit.
So we just need Cardinals -2.5.
We need Cardinals -2.5 for the gem to hit tonight from the morning show, and the jeweler is in for a donation. Chad, I normally don't say this about you. Great idea. And I would love to see the rest of the chat donate, pledge, go off a bet, whatever you want to do. There are over 100 people that lost their lives in that horrible tornado. Mikey, AB, they live right in the middle of the places that were devastated. They're feeling it. They see it. Let's help them out a little bit, and we do it our way. I love it. All right. That was a great 2 minutes. Thank you, Chad. Thank you. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, let's get back to the show because we have about 8 minutes, and we've got to get to the donkey parlay. But, Mikey, we were a little bit disappointed last week, and I believe this week we need to get to a number before you just give out another winner at plus 400, plus 500. What do you think that number should be? Jeweler, where are we at on likes right now?
Right now we got 385. I feel like 500 should be a fair number. We should hit that easily. We got almost 1,000 watching. Yeah. And then maybe say 600 for the VJM whenever that comes up.
You drive a hard bargain, but you are the executive producer. All right, the jeweler has spoken. 500 likes to reveal the donkey parlay, which you know has hit 4 or 5 times in the last 2.5 weeks. And then to get the VJM picks, 600 likes. Let's start pounding that like button if you haven't done it yet. All right, let me come back to you, Mikey. Kyler, longest rush over 10.5 yards, minus 110. I feel like that's a typo. I would love that.
I like that.
You like it?
I think he'll get there through volume on his overall, but I do like that number. So the only thing I'm cautious with on Kyler, which I know AB's on the play and I like it because he's got all the upside in the world. The only issue is with the kneel downs and late in game situation. You could be looking at -3 rushing yards pretty quickly in this one. So I do like that. It'd be my preferred way to play it. I do still have an edge on his actual rushing yards over, but I do like the longest rush.
All right. AB, talk to me.
Yeah, so exactly what M Squared just said. Look, Kyler Murray, in terms of his longest rushes, he's only gone over 12 or more on his longest run 3 out of 9 times this year. Like, it's not the Kyler like that you think, because I'm with you. I looked at this number too, and I was like, this can't be real. But then I dug in, and I was like, oh, God, like he really doesn't have these super long runs. It could happen. Not saying that it doesn't, but historically this year, it hasn't been there. That's why I went yardage.
Okay. Very, very good. See, let me come. Oh, Alex, did you have something?
No.
Okay. All right. See, let me come to you. Chat question on team totals. And these are bets that I love to make. The Rams it's over 24, minus 112. And the Cardinals number is 26. The over is juiced to minus 137.
Yeah. So I'm with Mike that I kind of like the over here, but it's not a huge edge. So when it comes to the team totals, if I were to pick one, it would probably be the Cardinals. I don't love it, though, and the reason I don't love it is because I think both teams are going to really be establishing the run successfully. Now, there's a misconception there. That might mean to some people, well, that means less points. Well, if they're super successful running the ball, there's going to be points, on both sides, just ping-ponging back and forth. So I actually looked at the team totals before the show. I wasn't in love with anything, but if I were to take one, it probably would be the Cardinals. And by the way, Coach, real quick, because I don't want to get Chad's initial comment lost. If we have 1,000 people watching, we only have like 400 or 500 likes. He said he would donate to that fund every 150 likes. So let's make sure, at least, whether it's for a SportsLine membership for somebody new or for just the idea of Chad donating every 150 likes. Let's get this past 1,000. I mean, what better cause could you possibly have to actually hit the like button in this circumstance?
Thank you. Michael in the chat says, we would greatly appreciate it. I live in Western Kentucky. It was really, really bad. Great. Bye. See ya. Every 150 likes gets a donation, but also the jeweler is dropping in a one-time code for every 100 likes so that we have more members of our community here at SportsLine that is growing rapidly, and we want everybody. Everybody is welcome. We don't care who you are, what you like. You can be a part of us any day of the week. All right, now, there's one name that we haven't talked about, Mikey, too much at all tonight. And then, Alex, I'm going to come to you to back it up, and that's one of the best wide receivers in all of football, Cooper Kupp. His number is robust, though, as far as his receptions is concerned. Over 7.5 is about as big as we ever see one, but it's juiced to 157, Mikey. Can we even play this number at that number?
I mean, you can, but it's one that even at plus money, like I'm not taking the under on it. The volume is just so significant, especially now that they're down. Losing Higbee is a pretty big deal. Only having Sonny Michel back there, they become a little more predictable with what they're doing, unless they're just going to force feed targets to tight ends still, and they might at some point here. But yeah, I'm not touching the under on it. I can tell you my numbers on it. It's about 7.8, and my yardage number is 94.2.
Okay. Very good. Very,
Coach,
very good.
Can I add something there just for context?
Yeah.
The only game where Cooper Kupp this year actually caught less than 7 balls, he's usually catching between 7 and 10 balls. The only game where he didn't happened to be against the Arizona Cardinals, because they are a little bit tougher against the pass than they are the run. Now, Cooper Kupp probably will get there. That's why the juice is there. But just contextually know that that Kupp is a focus of this defense, particularly Byron Murphy, Budda Baker. They are going to be sort of, Budda Baker's the safety, but Byron Murphy's going to be all over Kupp. So I think that's one where if there were a game not to take the receptions over, this might be the one.
All right, very good. That's great context. Natoya says, She Bartender LLC donating $150. Big shout out. Thank you, Natoya. Appreciate that. If somehow you guys could tell Chad, put it all together, I would love to know the number that we get to that we're going to donate to the American Red Cross, just because you guys are amazing, and I want to know how many people are jumping in and are involved. So, Chad, if you can kind of take the reins and Kelsey can help you in the chat, that would be great. Coach, let's post in the morning recap what is we are sending to charity. I'm with you guys. Chris said that. Great minds think alike. That would be awesome. Very, very awesome. Now, with that context, we've got other guys tonight that will be needed. Alex, OBJ, his reception total is only over 3.5. We saw last week when the NFL Sounds came out how much McVay wants to include OBJ, almost to the point that they're throwing it to him when he's not even open. Do you like his number tonight, receptions or his yardage?
Yeah, I actually think both are somewhat playable, particularly his yardage, because I believe the receptions, the 3.5 number is pretty juice. Is that correct, Coach?
Yeah, it's really juice. His it's minus 142, and then his yardage total is minus 135, 46.5.
Yeah, so I prefer the yardage in this case. With OBJ, I do think, having a change of scenery, having a quarterback as gifted as Matt Stafford is kind of, is going to work in his favor. I still believe that OBJ is a very talented wide receiver. We also have the loss of Robert Woods. So, yeah, that is, and no Tyler Higbee as well, is going to create an influx of targets for OBJ. And like you said, Coach, McVay made it a point, even kind of force feeding OBJ to get him involved. He is still a dynamic receiver. Is he the number one alpha wide receiver that we saw with the Giants? I don't think so. But yeah, he is still an above average receiver, and they're going to absolutely need his presence if the Rams are going to make a Super Bowl run. So it makes sense to actually kind of pepper him with targets at this stage before the games get even more meaningful. So yeah, I do believe he's going to see in the 10 target neighborhood, because yeah, they're going to have to be forced to just lack of options without the guys on the field. So yeah, I actually like both numbers. I prefer the yardage here, but yeah, I think it covers both.
All right, very good. Thank you so much. By the way, Steph Curry update. He has 1-3 so far in the first half. He needed his number is 6.5 because he's trying to break the all-time record. We're keeping an eye on that. We've got some things going on with the morning show if he goes over 6.5 tonight as well. Shout out to Nicholas, says I'll donate $100 if the James Conner over comes in. So we got somebody piggybacking Sia and also Alex. Now we very easily hit the 500 because none of you out there, over 1,000 watching around, a huge audience. You don't want to miss out on the donkey. So it's that time of the show. M squared, if you're ready, and if the jeweler is ready. We hit 500 likes. We're almost to 600. So let's continue to pound that like button so we can do the VJM, because I don't threaten. It's a promise. We will not do it if we don't get to 600. But right now, I will pay off what I promised. Mikey, the floor is yours.
All right. Full disclosure here, the jeweler doesn't have it yet because I just put the bet in on the book here. So
okay.
I dropped it in the chat. He'll have it up shortly because he's very good at what he does. But it's an 8-leg donkey today, plus 600. We have the Arizona Cardinals plus 6.5, the LA Rams plus 10.5, the over 40.5 total points. Cooper Kupp over 84.5 receiving yards. James Conner over 9.5 receiving yards. Van Jefferson over 39.5 receiving yards. And then we also are adding in first half spreads here. Cardinals plus 5.5 in the first half of the game. LA Rams plus 7.5 in the first half of the game.
Wow.
You don't feel a little risky? You can drop the first half spreads out of there if you don't want to play those. That way your bet isn't technically dead until after halftime if it doesn't go your way early. But I like the first half spreads as well.
Okay. Just to be clear, so people aren't confused, how do you hit both the Cardinals plus 5.5 and the Rams plus 7.5? How would that hit those two together?
So the Cardinals would be winning by less than 6 points here.
But they're both first half bets.
Yes.
So the Rams. So it should be.
It's the same. It's the same as the full game.
Okay. Should that be a minus? Or no. I guess I'm confused. I'm confused on how we can hit two when they're both plus in the first half. I'm an idiot. I feel like I'm an idiot right now.
You're same way you can hit him at the end of the game. You look at
we're going to go with you. We're going to go with you because I'm an idiot. All right, there is your – why did I make that harder than it had to be? I'm an idiot. All right, so 8 picks plus 600. We'll go over it one more time before the end of the show. But we got 600 yet, Jeweler, for the VJM?
Oh, yeah, we're at 620.
All right, all you people did it. All right, we are approaching the top of the hour. For those of you who have hung out with us, I'm intentionally starting it 2 minutes before the top of the hour because there's a lot of people. They wait. And they come in for the back end. Oh, no. You got to come in a little bit early now to get these. So for those of you who are brand new to the show, Van Jefferson Memorial pick for the first touchdown of the game. It has to be at least plus 1,000 or higher. We're all trying to get into the club. We have 3 members currently that are in the club. Sia got in twice, Mikey once, and of course the Jeweler got in actually 4. Prop Stars just got in last. Oh, God. So now only me and AB, only me and Dial Up are the only 2 that are not in the club. But Mikey invented the segment. He won the first segment. So as always, Mikey, you get to go first.
What better name to go with than Van Jefferson himself? Plus 1,300 here. I just mentioned I kind of like the Rams in this game. I think that, at this point, there's always, not always, but typically value in taking the underdog in the first touchdown. Fortunately, his team is the one that is really beat up, especially not having Tyler Higbee in the red zone. All the attention on Cooper Kupp. Sonny Michel is there. He can definitely catch passes. He could definitely run it in. But I like Van Jefferson. I still think he has more chemistry with Matt Stafford than Odell Beckham does at this point. It is frustrating because they do force targets to Odell Beckham in the red zone, but I do like Van Jefferson. And I guess I'll get a little cocky here and say it won't be from within the red zone. It'll be from at least 25 yards out.
I'll tell you what is low-key cocky that you're trying to pull off. You're trying to pull out the first 2-time same player champion of the VJM. That's not lost on me. Oh, man. I have this sick feeling it's going to be like a 35-yard fade. It's going to irritate the hell out of me. But I'll respect it. Now, this man's a 2-time champ, and he won on the second night that we ever did the VJM with Tyson Williams. Sia, can you become a 3-time, take a +2 into the club? What do you got?
Well, here's how I three-peat, Coach. It's by going with a guy who had 2 rushing touchdowns last week and a guy who Mike has really bold-faced this sort of notion, and I totally agree. This is a guy in Kyler Murray who really can re-enter the MVP race on Monday Night Football, national television. He's plus 1,200, read option at the 3-yard line. Everybody's focused on Connor, and he basically gallops into the end zone slowly, peacefully. Plus 1,200, get it, 3P.
I can see it already in my head. Because the way he scores touchdowns is he just gallops, like you said. He gets just over the end zone, tosses it, and then runs back to, and it drives me bananas. And I can already see it in my head. It's what's going to happen tonight. All right, AB, you've been playing to the crowd the entire show, and you act like I don't notice. AB, give us a smile. Take a drink. Let's play the drinking game. Early Edge bingo. I see you with all of it. So take that big-ass cheesy smile off your face and give us your pick.
Yep, I'll tell you what, Coach. Bowling Green, Kentucky is a special place. I've been out there multiple times. Love it. Western Kentucky, shout out Big Red. And everybody in the club, in the bar tonight, at Hilligan's, everybody at Dublin's are going to be celebrating with me when I walk in after hitting Odell Beckham plus 1,100. I don't like him for any of his yards or props or anything, but I like OBJ. So, yeah, let's go Odell Beckham. Shout out everybody, Western Kentucky, Bowling Green. We love you.
I'll take the shout out. I don't like the pick. But I decided that if I was going to make a pick, I would much rather go into the club with somebody together. We're a team. So, Alex, please tell the people what you and I are playing tonight, please.
I believe a wise man once wrote, Coach, great minds think alike. So I am honored to be sharing this with you, Coach. Nothing would make me happier than to go to the front of the club, open the door for you, put out the red carpet, give you your rightful seat in the VIP section. We're all waiting for you. You deserve to be there. Tonight's going to be the night. So we are going Rondale Moore. I found this at plus 2,000. He may be pint-sized, but this guy is unbelievably dynamic. He is one of the most electric rookie wide receivers in the NFL. Absolutely spectacular. He is just a big play waiting to happen anytime this guy touches the football. He's had a first touchdown previous this season on the first drive of a game. I think he's got a great shot to do it tonight. He just gets behind the defense, and then the next thing you know, he is in the end zone. Rondale Moore.
Big Daddy in the chat says, give Coach the red carpet. It's not the first time a guy named Big Daddy says, give Coach the red carpet. Well, I'll just say that. All right. Now, there's also somebody in the chat that said, the jeweler is getting into the club tonight. C. Hill. Jeweler, I was unaware you had a brother named C. Hill, but apparently you do. What's your pick tonight, big boy?
I got brothers all over the place. Maybe different mothers, who knows? I am going with someone, Alex mentioned pint size, so I'm going to roll with C and Najad. We're taking Kyler Murray, the little pint size quarterback. I think he's going to scramble, get one in. Prime time. You say it. He lights up for this, just like Mahomes. Get in that MVP conversation. Kyler Murray, I think I get him at plus 1,200. So let's do it.
Damn it. All right. I loved Kyler Murray today. I just could not.
Coach, we're getting in with Rondale Moore. Don't get cold feet.
All right. I'm good. You're right. Talk me back.
Come on, Coach. Come on.
Right.
Stick with me, buddy. Stick with me.
We're less than 10 minutes from the start of the show, so we got two quick things we got to do. Then we got to get the hell out of Dodge. We've got to re-go over, because a brand new group of people coming at the top of the hour. We know that. So real quick, let's go over the donkey, and let's go over the best bets first, then the donkey. Real quick, let's go through them for people who didn't get them so they can get them in the last minute. AB, quickly, your two.
Yep, Kyler Murray over 26.5 rushing yards. Christian Kirk over 48.5 receiving yards.
Love both of those. Prop stars, talk to me.
Yep, James Conner over 85.5 rushing plus receiving yards. He has been an absolute workhorse since Chase Edmonds has been placed on injured reserve. This guy is dominating backfield touches. The Cardinals have a ton of weapons, which kind of allows whatever running back there to be ultra productive. Conner has played really well. I expect him to continue tonight.
All right, see ya. Back him up.
Ditto on James Conner over 85.5 rushing and receiving yards. And I like the Cardinals -3. I just think they're the better team. I'm a little curious why it's not even clicking up to 3.5, or there's some juice on it, but I think Arizona's the better team. They're going to cover.
I think I have a reason why it's not, and I'm going to let you know what that reason is in a matter of moments. By the way, somebody in the chat said somehow Alex picked Pat Freiermuth as his VJM first touchdown of the game.
That's so good.
So good. All right, so Micah Roberts is on the Cardinals -2.5, and there you see our Van Jefferson picks to the right as well. The reason I don't think it's ticked up is because the football gods, I've been waiting, and you all know I get my ass kicked every time I do this. But tonight's my night. M squared, I'm looking you directly in the eye. I'm staring you down, son. 3's the number. Are you in or are you out?
Come on, jeweler. Let's do it, buddy.
Let's go. And as always, we're going double the usual amount because I got to get my money back. He never turns down a bet. Double the usual amount for the rest of us, Mikey, not double your usual amount. All right, just to be clear. All right, quickly, we got to go over the donkey and then say goodbye. Mikey, quickly recap the donkey.
All right, so we're taking the Arizona Cardinals +6.5 on the alt spread. LA Rams +10.5. The over 40.5 in the game. Cooper Kupp over 84.5 receiving yards. James Conner over 9.5 receiving yards. Van Jefferson over 39.5 receiving yards. And then in the first half, Arizona Cardinals +5.5. LA Rams +7.5. So what this means here, a lot of people are getting a lot of questions about it. Say the Rams say either team really, but the Cardinals are up 3 at the end of the first half. Both of these bets are still winning. You add 7.5 to the Rams score. The Cardinals could be down in the first half. They could be down by a field goal at halftime, and the bet is still winning at plus 5.5.
There you go. That's what I was trying to figure out because I'm much slower than you are. Much, much slower than you are. All right. I like to end every single primetime show allowing my guys and ladies to tell us what they're most looking forward to tonight in 15 or 20 seconds. Alex, start us off.
I'm looking forward to cashing this bet with my guy Sia on James Conner. Furthermore, I am looking forward to Rondale Moore scoring the first touchdown, celebrating with you all night, Coach, and having to go to AB's go-to pickle juice and laps around the living room to cure tomorrow's hangover because we've been up all night partying after we get Rondale Moore's touchdown.
You're damn right. I'm flying to parts unknown to party with you. AB, talk to me.
Yep. The under has hit in 8 straight Monday Night Football games involving the Arizona Cardinals. Interested to see if it gets to 9.
See ya.
It's week 14, and we're still not quite sure how good the Arizona Cardinals are or how good the Los Angeles Rams are. I think we find out tonight. Mikey,
bring us home.
All right, I'm looking forward to Van Jefferson streaking across the field for a touchdown as the Rams go up 7-0 in the game, tilting you immediately for doubling the showdown bet on the Cardinals. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to a great game. I love these division games. I love the primetime games. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
And I, gentlemen, am looking forward to our text thread, which is the greatest text thread in all of sports betting, lighting up like a Christmas tree. And all I'm reading is names. Rondale Moore did this. Rondale Moore did that. And then at the end, when Arizona wins 41-21, then and only then can I get retribution on my nemesis, M squared. All right. There's only one thing left to do, gentlemen, and we all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Monday Night Football tickets, except for the Rams +3, straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Dial Up, Prop Stars, M Squared, Sia, the best-looking man in all of the early edge. Sorry, Jay Smooth. And the jeweler, our executive producer, puts it all together here at the brand. I am the coach. Enjoy the game tonight. We grind. We love it. We have fun. And all of you who pledged, damn it, when you win your bet, make that payment because we will. It's important. People need our help. And tell them who sent you. The Early Edge. Good luck.